Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Fink. Today we're going to continue learning more about plants and how plants grow by reading a book by Gail Gibbons called From Seed to Plant. We're also going to take a look at our own seeds that we've been growing and what seeds look like and how seeds turn into plants. There are two words that are kind of tricky in our book that we need to learn first. The first word is pollen. Pollen is tiny dust that plants make, and it's yellow or goldish in color. This dust travels from plant to plant, and if it's the same kind of plant, it helps to create seeds. If the pollen, the yellow dust that's made from flowers, is traveling from plant to plant, it might land on a certain part of the plant that we'll learn about called the pistil. The pistil is in the middle of a flower typically, and what the pistil does is it will collect the pollen and push it down into the plant to help make new seeds. So the two words that are really tricky in our book today are pollen and pistil. Let's get started by reading From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons. Most plants make seeds. A seed contains the beginning of a new plant. Seeds are different shapes, sizes, and colors. All seeds grow into the same kind of plant that made them. So last week I made a couple videos about our seeds, and I wanted to show you the different kinds of seeds that we grew. First up was a bean seed. Then we have a couple sunflower seeds. And I wanted to show you this because each one of these seeds, I know it's a little hard to see, looks and feels very different, and they will all grow up into very different plants. So we'll watch what happens with our different seeds. Many plants grow flowers, but not all plants, but many of them. Flowers are where most of the seeds begin. So if you see a flower, don't pick it because that plant is probably making its seeds. A flower is made up of many parts. You have the petals, stigma, stamens, sepal in the stem, and then you have that part called the pistil. It's in the center of the flower, and the pistils help to collect pollen. The stamens make yellow powder called pollen. Before a seed can begin to grow, a grain of pollen, that yellow dust, from the stamen must land on the stigma at the top of the pistil of a flower just like itself. This is called pollination. So when the pollen travels to different plants or even the same plant and it touches the part attached to the pistil called the stigma, it will start to make new seeds. Pollination happens in different ways. Often, wind blows pollen from flower to flower. So pollination, or when the pollen goes onto the flower, can happen through wind. Other ways too, let's read to find out. Bees, other insects, and hummingbirds help pollinate too. While they visit flowers for their sweet juice, called nectar, pollen rubs onto their bodies. I see here in the hummingbird that there's pollen on its belly, and as it's reaching up to get the sweet juice called nectar from the flower, that pollen is going to land on the stigmas and travel down the pistils to make new seeds. Then they carry the pollen to another flower where it comes off into its pistil. If pollen grain from a flower lands on the pistil of the same kind of flower, it grows a long tube through the pistil, and this is the beginning of a new seed. The seeds grow inside the flower, even as the flower begins to die. As the seeds become bigger, a fruit or pod grows around them. The fruit or pod protects the seeds. So if you've ever eaten an apple and you see the seeds inside, that fruit around the apple seeds protects it. We luck out because it's delicious and tasty and healthy, but the apple fruit is actually there to protect the seeds. When the fruit or pod ripens or becomes ready to be eaten or softer, it breaks open. The seeds are ready to become new plants. So you can see the pods breaking open. Here's a pea pod, and they're falling down to the ground, those new seeds. Some seeds fall to the ground around the base or the bottom of the plant where they will grow. But that's not the only way. Some pods or fruits open and the seeds pop out. Sometimes when birds eat berries, they drop the seeds. So remember, the berries hold the seeds inside them, and the fruit that we eat, the berries, protects the seeds. Other seeds fall into streams, ponds, rivers, or the ocean. There, they travel on the water until they stick to dirt along a shore. I'm seeing that these are some coconuts, and that makes me wonder, are coconuts just really big seeds for palm trees? The wind scatters seeds. Some seeds have fluff on them that lets them float to the ground like tiny parachutes. Others have wings that spin off as they fall. Animals help scatter seeds too. They hide acorns and nuts in the ground. Some seeds have hooks that stick to the fur of animals or to people's clothes. Later, they drop off onto the ground. A flower bed or vegetable garden is beautiful. Seeds are planted to grow in the gardens. The seeds come in small envelopes or boxes. Directions explain how to plant the seeds and care for the plants. We started to do this in our video last week where I planted 4 different kinds of seeds. The beginning of a plant is curled up inside each seed. Food is stored inside of the seed too. So this part here is the food that the baby plant will eat until it grows and can make its own food. The seed has a seed coat on the outside to protect it. So like we wear coats to stay warm, seeds have a little coating around the edge that protects it from when it's still a baby plant. A seed will not sprout until certain things happen. First, it must be on or in the soil. Then it needs rain to soak the seed and soften its seed coat. So the water will make this coat that protects it nice and soft. And that way the water can go in and help to grow the baby plant. It's also the seed's way of knowing, hey, we're ready to grow into a big plant. When the sun shines and warms the ground, the seed coat breaks open and the seed begins to grow. This is called germination. A root grows down into the soil. The root takes in water and minerals from the soil for food. So I have here one of our first seeds that started to grow, and I wanted to show you something pretty cool about it. This little white thing here is the root that has grown down from the seed, and then at the top you can see this was the sunflower seed, and right underneath it is the baby sprout. So it's already grown a huge root and it's pushing up. Now you see the seed still on top of the seed coat is still on top of it, but the baby seed is coming up looking for light and warmth. And as long as we continue to water, but not too much, our plants should grow. So if you haven't asked for your special seeds yet, remember to message me on Dojo, say the word greenhouse, and I'll send you some soil and some seeds of your choosing. You can have bean seeds or the 2 different types of sunflower seeds. Just let me know on Dojo what you would like. Thank you to Michaela, Dylan, and Cyan who've already asked for some seeds. And Michaela, thank you for sending me a picture of when you planted it. Also, I want to take this moment to say hi to my Evie Pie and my little Seabone. I know that they're not in our kindergarten class, but they're watching at home too, and that makes me so happy. I miss everybody I just mentioned, everybody else. Don't forget to request your seed packets. So now that we see our real life seed growing, just like the book is saying, let's read on to find out what will happen next. Up grows a shoot. Green leaves grow up from the shoot toward the sun. The plant grows bigger and bigger. The leaves make food for the plant from the water and minerals in the soil and the sunlight and the air all around the plant. Finally, the plant is full grown. Buds on the plant open into flowers where new seeds will grow. And that cycle continues of plants making their own seeds, seeds growing, growing up, making their new seeds, new plants growing, those plants making new seeds, those seeds growing up, making new plants growing seeds. It keeps on happening. Many of the foods people eat are seeds, fruits, and pods. They are full of nutrition, vitamins, and minerals, and they are tasty too. So all these fruits and vegetables that we see on these pages are actually seeds or seed pods that we can eat. Remember when we opened up our pumpkin, we found the seeds and the plant already growing inside? Well, we couldn't make the baby plant last very long. It was already growing a new plant, showing us how that cycle happens over and over again. That was one of my favorite books, From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons, all about how our seeds are growing into new plants. Remember, if you have requested your seeds in your soil, you might see some special things happening, like the roots coming down and the seed coat and the seed pushing up into a baby sprout. As soon as the seed falls off and the leaves open up, it'll push the seed off and the baby sprout will open up its first leaves and start to grow faster and faster every day. Thank you, boys and girls, for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, you can comment on Dojo or on this YouTube channel. I hope I get to see you guys soon. If not, wash your hands, stay safe, and let me know if you have anything that you need. Thank you for watching again, and I'll hope to see you guys soon. Bye.